The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Make sure you go over there, play $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you tap in with promo code NBA SGPN over there at Underdog Fantasy. That is promo code NBA SGPN over there at UnderdogFantasy.com. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys. Me, really, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point? I can't do anything right.
You'll do fine.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Oh man, I mean, I was so close. It wasn't by the hook on both plays, but I had Jazz plus 8.5. They were giving the Celtics everything they can handle. Had a lead multiple times in the game. Everything they could handle. Celtics just went on that run and won by 10. Ouch. But then I had Isaiah Collier. And, the 8 plus assist was plus 114, so I couldn't take that. So I went to 9, plus 160. He finished with 8. Rough day. However, shout out to the Pistons. I tell you, no matter how bad my day could be, the Pistons are always going to go out there and give me a win. And I'll be like, oh, well, it wasn't that bad of a day. So shout out to the Pistons. We got 9 games on the slate here. I'm here all week, literally all week here on the New Year's. So make sure you are locked in with us. But today, I got the nerd Lonte Smith with me. Lonte, what's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Just ready to get into it. We got the game in about 2 hours. So I think Charlotte and Golden State play in 2 hours. So yeah, I'm ready to get to it. Let's go.
I feel like the second time they gave Charlotte the early game. Very, very early game here. Looking forward to seeing the people flood the streets of Charlotte to go right into this 1 p.m. game. But we got to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get to it early. But first, I just got to remind people real quick, go get all of our picks and podcasts, not just the NBA show, the MLB show, the NFL show, WNBA show, soccer, hockey, all of that over there, the SGPN app. All you got to do is go to your app store and type in SGPN. You can get free access to all those picks and podcasts. All right, let's get to it, Lonte. 1 p.m. here on the East Coast, early day, but it is New Year's Eve. What's the New Year's resolutions for next year? Drop them in the chat. What's your New Year's resolutions? What you got going on? Of course, everybody wants to hit their bets, so don't say that. Do something fun. My New Year's resolution is never to bet Karl Anthony Towns. I will not bet Karl Anthony Towns one time in the entire year of 2026, and probably going forward. So that's my New Year's resolution. Let me know. What's yours? What is your gambling, betting New Year's resolution? Because I promise you, Cat is dead to me at this point. Sorry, we were supposed to be talking about the Golden State Warriors on the road going to play the Charlotte Hornets. Warriors laying 7.5 on the road here. 235.5 is the total. Injury report for this game, and we do have Miles Bridges is out with an ankle injury. He is not playing today. You have Mason Plumlee, who's missing 6 weeks. We already knew he was out, but he's going to be missing at least another 6 weeks with the groin injury. No Ryan Kalkbrenner. Pat Connaughton is probable, and I mean, they're getting Con Knuckle back, so that's good. But yikes, no Bridges here. Early morning, going to play Golden State. However, I've been very honest on this show, Lonte, about my pessimism about my pessimism and with the Golden State Warriors right now. I don't think that they're playing good basketball.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I like Charlotte in this spot. They are Golden State 8-11, ATS on the road. Charlotte's playing, well as far as covering numbers. I mean, the 7-3 ATS the last 10, the numbers have been around this mark between like 4.5 and 7.5. So they're comfortable covering that. They're 9-7 ATS at home. This is a Steph homecoming, obviously. So I will look at his props. He seems to always do well when he comes back to Charlotte. So yeah, I think they'll slow the game down. I like under. Hornet home game unders are 63% on the year. No need to go away from it. I think they'll slow the game down. Golden State doesn't really want to run anyway, so I think it'll be a grinded out type of game. Maybe even like low 100. So I think that benefits Charlotte if that's the case. So I'll take Charlotte in the points, and I like under.
Yeah, I think Charlotte did have a little bit of an issue with the big situation. You don't have Mason Plumlee, who is your backup big. Cockburner is still out, but when have we ever known the Warriors to be able to exploit that? Like that's not the matchup that they're able to exploit. If anything, bigs are going out and eating and having a good day on the Warriors. So I think that we'll see a little bit of a smaller game, smaller balls type of game here. Concanipple just kind of, I think Concanipple playing is really the thing that just said, all right, I'll take my chance with the 7.5 here. I don't want to lay this number with the Warriors. I understand they did go out there, have a fourth quarter of their lives where Brooklyn just kind of stopped playing and they were able to pull away there. But that game was really close. Like it just feels like that they're in a lot of really, really close games. So maybe a first half would be interesting, saying, hey, the game stays close, and then maybe the Warriors pull away in the second quarter and you avoid that. But I'm with you. I think I'm going with the Charlotte Hornets right now. Last 5 games, they're still offensive rebounding at a very, very high clip, and their offensive rebound percentage are top 5 in that number. Really, really good at giving themselves extra possessions. I think that's what you're going to need against this Warriors team. Warriors can find offense at times, but I just don't think that team is put together all too well right now. They're still kind of figuring things out, and we'll see. The Quentin Post injury was interesting last game, or the lack thereof playing last game, and seeing all the different kind of rotations and all that. Steve Kerr trying to figure out what lineup he was going to go with. So yeah, I'm with you. Give me Charlotte. I'm cool with the Warriors fade train. It's not like they've been good either. 5-5 in their last 10 games ATS. Like it's been very middle of the road for the Warriors right now. I'm still pessimistic about them. So I'll take Charlotte plus 7.5. Probably not going to bet this early game. More than likely not going to bet it. If I did, it'd probably have to be a look at the over 234.5 here, and just saying that the Warriors go out there and do what they do and being able to score. They've been really, really good scoring in the past 5 games. I told you how that game was going with the Brooklyn Nets last time out. They still were able to get the 120 in that fourth quarter. So pretty good scoring here by the Warriors. I expect to see the Charlotte Hornets get up for the game. I could see over, but that's the only thing I would look at.
Look under. I mean, Hornet games and unders just, I mean, they just keep going.
I feel. I think and Warriors are good on the road to the over too. So it's 50-50 there. Yeah, not a very good morning game, early game. Well, morning game for those West Coast folks that I would like to get behind. Next game up, Minnesota Timberwolves on the road going to play the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks are catching 5.5 at home. 243.5 is the total injury report. We've got Terrence Shannon Jr. out for Minnesota. We knew that. Trae Young is questionable. That's the only thing on the injury report here for Atlanta. For me, it's as simple as if Trae Young plays, I don't know. Laying any points in Minnesota right now is actually very questionable, to be honest. But if Trae Young plays, I don't have much hope for the Atlanta Hawks. But if Trae Young doesn't play, I mean, more than Nikhil Alexander-Walker, maybe Ricochet remembers like he was the number 1 overall pick and he starts hooping. I think Okongwu could actually have a pretty solid game on the inside against this team with just how quick and he is able to move. I wouldn't be against taking the Hawks here. I'm just very, very anti-laying any amount of points with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They got lucky last time out because Josh Giddey and Kobe White both went down in like the first half. So I feel like it was first few minutes of the game for Kobe White, honestly. But yeah, no. This team hasn't been good as a favorite. I'm not going to lay points with them. So give me the Atlanta Hawks plus points here. Another ugly one.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the side. This is another homecoming of sort with Ant. going back to Atlanta. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be, ready to go for this one. I think one of the best bets on the card is the Minnesota team total over. I mean, Atlanta's allowed 125 plus in 5 straight. Minnesota has scored 130 plus in 2 of their last 3. Um, the 6-9 ATS on the road, so that kind of scares me off. But I mean, Atlanta's unbettable right now. 3-7 ATS last 10, 5-11 ATS at home. They've lost 8 of 10 straight up. So I do think this is a matchup that Minnesota can kind of exploit with what they want to do with the pick and roll with Ant especially. I expect to see a little bit more Nas Reed, just because he can deal with Onyeka a little bit better than what Rudy can. But overall, I don't want to bet either side. I'm not really as high on Minnesota. And Atlanta is just not in good form right now. You got all these rumors swirling around about the trades of multiple people, including Trey Young. So don't really like I don't like the vibe around Atlanta right now. I think this is a good chance for Minnesota to come in and get a solid win on the road, build some momentum. But I think the team total over for Minnesota is one of the best bets on the card.
Yeah, I think I like over for the game as well. I would just go full game over because I'm a believer in Atlanta Hawks and being able to score. And Kill Alexander Walker was going crazy. Looking forward to see what he's able to do here against Minnesota. Nice little narrative game there down narrative street. All right. Before we get to the next game this late, we're still in 3 p.m., by the way. That's a 3 p.m. game. It's still very, very early here for the NBA. So shout out to the people that got in on the chat early, be able to hear some of these games. But clearly, 1 p.m., not a game that we really need to talk about. What we do need to talk about is Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. All 50 states you can trade NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, more. You can even do like stuff that's not even sports, like politics, entertainment, weather, all of that, all available over there on Kalshi. So, hey, new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's right, new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. All right, let's see here. We're also brought to you by Underdog. We've got you covered with the holiday season with Underdog Unwrap. You'll be able to unwrap a whole bunch of promos that you can use on your pick'em entries where you pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats, except Karl Anthony Towns. And you can win up to 5,000 times your entry, just like that. Super easy. All you have to do is head over there, use their brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBASGPN. All right, let's get into it. Next game in the slate. We're still in the 3 o'clock window here. Orlando Magic are on the road going to play the Indiana Pacers. Magic are laying 4.5. 227.5 is total. Questionable tag for Jalen Suggs today. Desmond Bane is also questionable. Jonathan Isaac is also questionable. Franz Wagner is still out. And then you got Ben Shepherd questionable for the Indiana Pacers. Probable tag for TJ McConnell. Isaiah Jackson's out. Obi Toppin's out. So I don't know what to make of Orlando. I know the Pacers. I understand what they are. Will they be in a game sometimes? Yeah, possibly. Are they going to be able to compete every night? Probably not. Does Tyrese Halliburton mean that much to his team? A little bit. It's probably a combination of a number of things, especially not having a legit big. But I also am not afraid of pretty much anything Orlando has going on, especially with Paolo Banchero kind of playing up and down as he is. I mean, maybe you get an Anthony Black game. Desmond Bane's been solid, so I mean, I'll give him that. And Jalen Suggs might be back in this game. I don't know what to make of the Orlando Magic. I kind of want to assume that they just don't take this team serious and they just say, all right, we'll just play a close one with the Indiana Pacers. It's New Year's Eve. Nobody's really trying to do that. Everybody's thinking about where the turn-up going to be tonight. But, yeah, I'm it's too up and down for me. So maybe this is the up game because they did just have the heartbreaking loss to Toronto, but it's way too up and down with me for the Toronto Raptors to feel really confident about them in anything. What about you, Lonte?
Yeah, Orlando is tough. They've been alternating wins and losses. Same with the covers and non-covers. They're 3-7. Also ATS the last 10. They've done better over the last 5, but they don't perform well on the road as favorites. They're 9-14. ATS is a favorite, but I mean Indiana's not anything like they've lost 9 of 10. They're 4-6 ATS the last 10.
Can't defend.
Yeah, I really just don't. I don't think that Indiana should be getting this type of respect. I thought Orlando should be a little bit closer to like 6, 6.5. I would even probably lay 7. So I like Orlando in the spot. I would go over as well. Indiana's allowed 125 plus in 3 straight. Orlando has shown the ability to get hot, and if they can turn over Indiana, force them to play from behind, I think we can get some points as well. So I like Orlando.
Mm, last 5 games, to that point that you said, Lonte, last 5 games, the turnover rate has been abysmal for the Indiana Pacers, about 22nd in the NBA. However, it's not like the Magic have been turning many people over in the last 5. 19 could be better with Jalen Suggs. You could sell me on them having a really solid game because Jalen Suggs changes them around defensively so much that if Suggs plays, that they could just have a defensive motor that the Pacers can't get to, and they'll end up pulling away at some point in this game. If Jalen Suggs doesn't play, I think this is actually more even than people want to give it credit for, especially with just the up and down of Paolo Banchero right now. Shout out to Kenny Smith, who said that Paolo Banchero was a better player than Jalen Brunson. That take just gets more and more bad each and every day. It's that simple for me. If Suggs plays, okay, I could get behind the Magic, but if not, I'm on the Pacers, man. So I'm playing it. Let's see. 227.5 is the total. I'm assuming that's a movement because Suggs is now playing in the game. But it's going to be the same handicap for me. If Jalen Suggs plays, yeah, if Jalen Suggs plays, I'll take under. But if he doesn't play, I'll take over. Easy enough.
Yeah, I like over regardless.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think Orlando will be able to score. I mean, Indiana's they're not a defensive juggernaut. They don't have I mean, they're playing two-way guy. They're just they don't have the defensive continuity to be able to do anything. Now Orlando has had its issues scoring, but I think with this type of defense, they'll be fine.
And chat's going. JR, would it do that? Turn up in Indiana in the same sentence? Yeah, Indiana really does suck. I will give you that. They can't defend. Orlando team total over might actually be pretty solid. And going to your over point, Lonte, Orlando team total over might be very, very solid. Indiana has struggled to defend. Wow, we're still in the 3 o'clock window. We're at 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Jesus Christ. Next game up, we've got the Phoenix Suns on the road going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs are laying 6.5. 234.5 is the total injury report for these two teams. And oh, dude, I can't wait to get through this. Ryan Dunn is questionable. Grayson Allen is doubtful. No Jalen Green, of course. For Cleveland, Sam Merrill's probable. Larry Nance, Max Strus out, of course. All right, Lonte, this is ridiculous. I get they beat the Spurs and they won a game, but this Cavs team has been 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games. They're 4-6 straight up in their last 10 games. They've been playing some horrible basketball for the level of talent that they have and absolutely blown some really, really ugly games here over the course of the past stretch, including where is it? Including one, losing to Charlotte twice. They also lost to Portland at home. Yes, they did figure it out with San Antonio. Okay, they kind of got their number a little bit. They lost to Golden State, who looked horrible at that time at home. They played a war with the Washington Wizards. They lost to the Bulls. It's twice. It's been horrible, horrible brand of hoops for like a month, maybe even more for this team. And now you're telling me that I'm supposed to just forget all of that and lay 6.5 against Phoenix, who is one of the best covering teams in the league. At one, has them playing a level of defense where they can actually compete with the level of talent they have. Night in, night out, they're holding team. Like, look at the last few games. 101, 114, okay. 108, 108 against the Lakers. Like, when you're able to hold teams to that low of a total, you can always put yourself in the game. And I think that's why that they're covering these numbers. They keep being placed as dogs against teams they probably shouldn't be these big as dogs to. 22-10 on the season, 7-3 in their last 10 games, 11-6 on the road. ATS for the Phoenix Suns. There was no way I was ever taking Cleveland in this spot. I am sorry. No way I was ever taking Cleveland in this spot. Give me the Suns plus the points, sprinkle on the money line. Let's just say Cleveland just ends December the same way how they've been playing all of December with a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you completely. I mean, Phoenix is playing extremely well. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They've covered 7-10. You talked about their ATS record on the road. They're 10-8 ATS as a dog. I mean, Cleveland, they're just not good right now. They can't make shots. The lineup continuity is not there. I mean, they're just unbackable right now. They're one of the worst ATS teams in the league. They're 8-20 ATS as a favorite. This is a big number for a team who's playing as well as Phoenix. I mean, Cleveland's back home after a 3-game road trip, so that's usually a fade sign for me when a team returns home from a road trip. And that was a Christmas road trip as well. So, yeah, I like Phoenix here. I think the number should have been probably like 2.5, 3, to be honest. Yeah, I think Phoenix is live to win the game.
I mean, is it because they beat the Spurs? Like, why did this line move? I don't know. I have to assume people haven't been watching Cleveland play basketball because, and I'll give it to them. It's not like that they look like the Charlotte Hornets when they go out there and play, but it's the fact that they look good, and then when you look at the final score, they lose. That's horrible. It's horrible. You had it. Imagine having a good game and you look at the final score. Dang, we lost again. Like, what? Got to defend, man. And defense isn't there. Defense is there for the Phoenix Suns. Love a Cleveland team total under for this game. 234.5, and they're laying 6.5 points. What's that team total for Cleveland today? It's got to be what? North of 120? Let me see. Scott's better with the mental math. Team total here for the Cleveland Cavaliers is what I was just right. North of 120, 120 and a half. Man. I know they haven't let it up in the last 5 games, but when the last time the Suns gave up 120? Let's see. The Suns gave up 120 points last on, oh, well, they didn't do it in the month of December. The Nuggets on literally the last game they played in November. 130 points to the Nuggets, and then it was 123 to the Thunder before that. But like after that, defense. Yeah, I'm good. Team total under. That might be one of the plays for today. Team total under for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anything else here, Lonte? What do you like for the total?
Not really. I think if you like cash, you like over. If you like Suns, you like under.
Yeah. What else here? All right, let's get to the next game. We've got my New York Knicks going up in a rematch again for the NBA Cup. This time it's in San Antonio. Spurs are laying 2.5, 235.5 here is the total as well. Injury report. And we have there we go. Injury report. And we have for the New York Knicks, Tyler Kolek is probable. Hooker Porty is questionable. Mitchell Robinson's out. Josh Hart's out. Landry Shamit's out. Stephon Castle is questionable for the San Antonio Spurs. Devin Vassell is out. That's a huge loss. Big, big, big loss with the Devin Vassell injury. I mean, hey. I see it. I know how I'm going to play it. Actually, 100% know I'm going to play this game. I'm curious on what you're going to do, Lonte.
I mean, the Knicks have allowed 125 plus in 4 of the last 5. The Spurs are on a 2-game losing streak, and then I think they lost to Utah in that first game at home. Both of those games were at home. I think it's a good bounce back spot for San Antonio. The Knicks have been playing a little bit better on the road, but still their home road splits are really drastic. They're 4-11 ATS on the road, 3-7 ATS the last 10. So I think it's a good spot for the Spurs. The Knicks give up a lot of threes, so the Spurs will be able to shoot. That's why I like the over. They'll be able to shoot a lot of uncontested threes. The matchup, well, I mean, they got defenders to throw at Jalen. Obviously, you're not going to stop him, but I think they have the guys to kind of make him work for it and take a lot of shots to get his points. So um, I like San Antonio. I like over. I mean, I just think the Knicks on the road is just a completely different team.
4-11 ATS on the road, 7-7 straight up. They are playing this game now without Josh Hart and without Mitchell Robinson. Literally, their two best rebounders on the team. Cat is not good for anything. I am not allowing this to sway my opinion in the game. I am staying as unbiased as possible, but I'm telling you, Cat is not good for anything. So I think the rebounding battle is going to go to San Antonio in this one with Wemby out there. I think Wemby's rebounds for the game actually would be very, very interesting because there's a good partnership. There's a good chance that Cat has 2 early fouls and he's battling with foul trouble again. Like, I think Wemby's going to very much easily dominate on the glass in this game. So I like his rebounds in that one. I think that it's a good spot where the Knicks haven't been able to defend. You talked about them in the perimeter, but it just haven't been able to defend overall. Last 5 games, they're giving up 123 points per game. Only reason that they look so good right now is because they're scoring 124 points per game. Like, they're just find ways to put the ball in the basket, but it hasn't been as good on the road, especially against top tier competition on the road. The San Antonio team, 1, wants to get payback for the NBA Cup. They lost out on that bread. 2, you got Wemby bringing his European skull chance over to America and that San Antonio Alamo, whatever the freak they play in now, dome, Frost Bank Center, whatever, man. Freaking dog. I am not a believer. I'm not a believer, but they have the intensity. They've lost back-to-back games. I think they're looking for a change, looking to speed things up, get this Knicks team off guard. And I do like San Antonio just overall. So I like them to get it done. Give me the Spurs, laying 2.5 here. I was never going to take the New York Knicks on the road, especially with a short number like this. I think this is a little bit of a gift because of the fact of Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson are both out. And that's really, really going to hurt the Knicks on the glass in this game. So if they don't make the first shot, they'll get the rebound and they'll make the second one. And that's going to really, really hurt the Knicks. Team total over for San Antonio Spurs seems very good here today, but I'm with Lonte as well. I like the over. I think that scoring will happen. So we're on San Antonio. Very, very tough. Ooh, what are y'all arguing? Oh my gosh, they get the argument all the time. All the time. Chat's going back and forth. Love it. Love it. All right, Lonte, what's next here? Next game on the docket. New Orleans Pelicans on the road going to play the Chicago Bulls. Oh, interesting. We are down here in the 7 p.m. window. By the way, the next game tips off at 7 p.m. as well. We're here in the 7 p.m. window. The Chicago Bulls are laying 1.5 on the road. 248.5 is the total. And this is the key part here. Injury report. New Orleans Pelicans are going to be without Herb Jones. They're going to be without, Jose Alvarado, who's suspended. But then, in that last game, Chicago lost Josh Giddey and Kobe White to injury. No Zach Collins as well. I have to say this right now. Without Kobe White and Josh Giddey, the Chicago Bulls are the worst team in the league. If we had 82 games of that team, they would come out of this with the best odds for the number 1 overall pick. Team is horrible. Completely. Like, I have no idea. Maybe, now just maybe, I will give this because I am a key supporter of narrative street here for the people. There is always a narrative of a team getting up the first game after the stars go down. And they're hey, we gotta carry the team on our back for a little while these guys out. Everybody do their part. Next man up. All that yada 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 yada. Rada 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 rada. But with that being said, talent is just not there. It's just not there. So could they have the game where, hey, it's the game after the game and they're able to go and get up for it? Possibly. You ask me, I'm going to take the New Orleans team that has been playing, maybe not winning great, a lot of games. I get that. But they have been playing great basketball for a very long time. Shout out to Borrego for getting this team together. I'm really sorry, Willie Green, you have to see this, but it looks like it was 100% your fault. Only thing they have to worry about is Vucevic going crazy because Derek Queen can't defend anything. But 7-3 ATS in their last 10 games. They're 20-13-1 ATS on the season. Been very, very good. I'm going to go with the Pelicans. I've been riding the Pelicans train for a little while now. It cashed every last game against the New York Knicks, catching 8 points. Taking the Pelicans here because I don't think the Chicago Bulls are a real basketball team if Josh Giddey and Kobe White are not playing.
I mean, just from a numbers standpoint, I just don't agree with. So basically, they were laying Chicago. That is, they were laying 4.5 at home in the last matchup, and now they're getting 1.5. So that's like a five. I think Kobe and Josh are worth more than 5.5 points combined. Like I just don't think that number is correct. And also, if you pencil that in with what you were just saying with the Pelicans, I mean 6-4 ATS the last 10. They're good on the road, 19-13. They've won. They've actually dominated this matchup. They've won and covered 4 in a row against Chicago.
I was just about to say they lost that game earlier.
Yeah, so, I'm a Borrego guy, so I think he'll like. I knew that he would be fine. Like once he gets adjusted to everything, like he has been playing a better brand of basketball. Um, I would also go over. I still think that there's some opportunity to score for both teams. The pace will be high. Pelicans are pretty much an over team since Borrego's taken over, which has unlocked some of why they're playing so well. Chicago could score, despite having trouble lately. They were under 110 points in 3 straight, but they play solid defenses. When they played Atlanta, who's a not good defense, they scored like 125 plus. So I think both of these teams should be able to score. I think New Orleans is the right side, so I'll take New Orleans minus that 1.5.
Yeah, this is confusing to me, man. I'm sorry, it really is. I have no idea why Chicago's laying 1.5 here. I'm sorry, New Orleans. Like, is it because there's an 8-26 next to New Orleans? Because I get it. Also, in their last 10 games, they have 5 of those wins. So, like, it seems like they're playing better basketball now. Imagine what it was before the last 10 games. You see 8-26 now. Do the math. I don't know. I'm very, very. I'm puzzled at this. This is wrong team favorite. I know we don't say that on this show a lot, Lonte. That's more the mothership pod. Wrong team favorite. Complete wrong team favorite here. All right. Let's see. Before we get to the last 3 games on the docket for us tonight, I gotta make sure that I talk to everybody about Novik. America's #1 sports prediction market. You're getting the best prices on the market with Novig. You could see reduced juice and a whole bunch of bets, like it could be minus 115 at a regular book, and now you're getting it for minus 108. Of course, make sure you go do that. Go check it out. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Killing the props in the NFL, especially the unders. Just keep looking over there for sharp unders, sharp unders, sharp unders. I'm trying to tell you, the sharp unders at Rhythm are very, 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 very good. College basketball is up and running with 300 plus schools, and you can go listen to the college experience every night. Make sure you lock in with that. Super easy to sign up. Just, go use the house models or build your own models. Get there and use the power of data to help you. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, Lonte. Next game up, same story as the Chicago Bulls. Injuries. Denver Nuggets on the road going to play the Toronto Raptors. Raptors laying 6.5 to 28.5 is total. Injury report. And it's going to be a doozy. But for the Denver Nuggets, did you just do who did it? See, like, why does this happen? You know what? I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Technical difficulties. We're good. Injury news, big news. Jokic out, going to be out for at least 4 weeks. Probably not coming back till after the All-Star break. Julius Strawher is probable. They're also missing Cam Johnson. They're also missing Aaron Gordon. They're also missing Christian Brown. So, of the 5 starters that started the season for the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray standing in the room like Will Smith on the last episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Then for the Toronto Raptors, Jakob Poeltl was out. But, I mean, does that mean as much with no Jokic? We'll see. Toronto's laying 6.5. The books have completely flipped the script on Denver now that Jokic is out. I mean, 6.5 is a huge. I wanted to fade Denver immediately, but I'm not going to lie. Raptors at 6.5 is slightly concerning just because the Raptors have not been playing the best style of ball. And as far as I'm concerned, whenever the Raptors play at home, they love to push it to the wire every time. I mean, shoot, just think about the back-to-back home games that we just seen from the Raptors. They just lost to the Magic by 1, and then they went to overtime and ended up getting a very solid win as a dog against Golden State. But they had to go to overtime to get it done. The Raptors love to play it close at home. Oh, and now the chat. Oh, chat. No, don't do it, chat. Lonte, please give me some clarity on the Toronto Raptors in Denver right here.
About it the same as you. I wanted to bet against Denver, but the number kind of came a little bit higher than what I would like. I mean, Toronto's playing better as of late, 3-1 ATS and straight up the last 4, but it's a big number for them, and they're not comfortable laying this number. I mean, it's 7-13 ATS as a favorite, so I don't really trust them to lay this type of number against Denver, who I think they'll be feisty still. I mean, this is their 3rd straight road game. They're coming off back-to-back losses. They've allowed 125 plus in 4 straight, so I think the defense will be a little bit better on Toronto. I mean, Toronto is a slower paced team. I think that's what Denver is fine playing against. So I'm going to take Denver here. I think they're allowed to win the game outright.
Oh, man. They told you to turn.
I had to turn on the light. Yeah.
Hey, they said you lost to Yugi. Oh, crap, I'm dropping everything. Oh man, they said Lonte lost to Yugi. That was crazy. What a throwback. Oh man, it's just so funny that like we are now the new adults. Like the things that we were watching as kids, we're bringing those references back. It was like that boy's in the shadow realm. Like, come on, man. Oh, come on, dude. I can't believe we're the adults. Like, there are people that actually look up to us. Some of us have kids. Like, what do you mean? This is ridiculous. All right. I'm with you. I'm gonna still go Toronto, and I'm gonna just hope. I'm gonna stick with my guns, and I'm gonna go with Toronto and just hope and pray that Toronto can go and be serious. But as far as I'm concerned, Toronto just likes to cut their home games really, really close. Like I feel like if I dug into it and just look into it a little bit more, like they played them home games really, really close here, and I just don't know if Denver just has enough. Like I do like aspects of the Toronto Raptors, even though they can kind of also show you that they're a very unserious basketball team. They were able to handle that Warriors team. I think they can handle Denver here, but I'm nervous about it. I'm not going to lie. It's probably not going to be anything that is clear cut until about the 4th quarter. So I'll take Toronto. Hopefully they figure it out. Because yeah, Denver 4 starters is insane. 4 starters is a really big move. I'm sorry. And finally, they're getting lines that reflect that they're down 4 starters. 6.5 points reflects that you're down 4 starters. So I'll take it. Lay 6.5 with the Raptors. You decided to go.
I think the number's too big. I don't really trust.
So you're going Nuggets.
Yeah.
I understand not trusting Toronto. No, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'll take the over for the game. Can Denver score? Yeah, I'll take the over for game. Toronto will let them score.
Yeah, I'm more so on the under. Yeah, I think that there'll be a slower pace game.
Okay. Next game up. OKC back at home, laying another big number, 15.5 points this time against the Portland Trail Blazers. 232.5 is the total. Let's see here. Injury report, and we've got Chris Murray is questionable. Grant, Henderson, Thibault, Wesley, Holiday, all out, of course. Isaiah Hartenstein's out. Jalen Williams, coming off the bench, is out. And yeah. So it's how do we feel about Portland? Can Portland do enough to keep themselves in the game? Because, and I understand, and I think I'm going to probably end up being on that line with it too. Of OKC has not been able to get a lot of teams out the way, but it just really hasn't been everybody. Like San Antonio's giving them problems. They were able to beat Philadelphia pretty handily. They were able to beat Memphis pretty handily. They would have covered this line in both of those games. Like it's still in them, but I don't know, man. It's really hard to fade Denny Avdia in this team right now. They've been pretty solid going out there and at least competing in these games and trying to make these games the closest. You have that loss against the Clippers, but that was really it. Everything else has been a close game. Isaiah Hartenstein is probably gonna. Do they have the size that even compete with that? Chris Murray probably helps them out there, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm really 50-50. It really just takes one quarter for OKC to kind of pull this away.
It would be Portland enough for me. I mean, Portland plays them tough every time they played. It's a good matchup for them. Even without Drew, they got multiple guys to be able to defend. They got multiple ball handlers. I think that's what you need whenever you're playing OKC. You want to kind of limit their pressure, and if you can protect the ball and not have them, lead to easy offense for them, I think you'll be fine. But again, they're so good that they can beat you in multiple ways. So although Portland's played them tough, I mean, they've won 2 in a row. They're coming off a long homestand, and now they have to go on the road in a big spot. It would be Portland or nothing for me. I also can see an under. I think if the defense is there, Portland's going to want to slow the game down, play in the half court. OKC doesn't mind doing that as well. Both defenses I like, so I'm going to go under as the strongest play, but I would take the points with Portland. I think OKC's failed to cover 2 straight. So they'll get a win, but maybe by like 10 and 11.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and finish this game so we can go turn up for New Year's. Kind of works both ways because if Portland just starts getting destroyed, they're like, all right, cool, hang it up, and let's just go. And OKC could also be like, y'all guys, we don't care. We just want to get the win and get out of here. Let's go. I'm with you. Portland gave them that first L. They did play them tough, and they got blew out one time and played them tough another time. So I'll take Portland plus the points, but not the best feeling here. Ugh. This is the last game? Really? The Washington Wizards are on the road going to play Glenn Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are laying 10.5 here. 233.5 is the total. This is a revenge game for Kyle Kuzma for whatever it's worth. Malachi and Chris Middleton, I guess. Malachi Branham questionable. Keyshawn George is out. Corey Kisser out. Cam Whitmore out. Torian Prince is out for the Milwaukee Bucks. All right. Do you trust Doc Rivers to cover 10 on New Year's?
I like the Bucks in this game. Both teams are 6-4 ATS last 10. Milwaukee's back home after a road trip. They went 4-1 ATS, 3-2 straight up. You talked about the revenge. I think Wizards beat them at the beginning of the month. So I think Giannis and Kevin Porter had like 56 combined points, something like that. So I think Milwaukee comes out on fire. I think they bury them early. If you want to bet not first team, but if you want to bet 100-point team to score 100 points and 3, he's a prime candidate for that. With the way Washington plays defense, Giannis should have a monster night. I like Milwaukee to beat them by 15 plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you. It's if I were to put anything on the Bucks, it would just be Giannis at this point. But I'm really just not a believer in the rest of this Bucks team. And then in Doc Rivers' team, chances to coach the rest of this Bucks team. Yeah, it was 2.5. It was 2.5 against Charlotte. I could do that. They won by 10. They would not have covered this number against Charlotte last game. And Charlotte sucks. Like it's just too big of a number for me that I would ever feel comfortable in playing. So uh I will take the Wizards. They have found ways to be a weird thorn in the side of different teams and be able to keep themselves in random games. And so this is just the one of the moments that I think they'll be able to find a way to keep themselves in the game. If you can go and compete with the Spurs, I assume you can compete with the Milwaukee Bucks. I understand. I think it's going to be the Giannis show. That's typically what happens when he plays the Wizards, but it's also what does he look like on the minutes restriction? Like if they can keep him off rhythm and the minutes restriction kind of throws him off, then that he also makes Wizards even more competitive in this game. I remember seeing this game last year actually in DC, and the Wizards were able to keep it close. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Wizards plus the points here. Say that they lose by 7-6. Saying it's too much. Total's at 233.5. Over because the
Kenny
Wizards
was
suck
over.
defensively.
Yeah.
Because the Wizards suck defensively, and I could see Milwaukee reverting more than just turning into this great defensive team. But I like some pieces that the Wizards have. I just wish they would get rid of the old guys and let the young guys just hoop. But this is also a Milwaukee team is a team that'll let the old guys hoop for a day, like CJ, Chris, like they'll go out there and hoop for a day against Milwaukee. I believe it. All right. Wait, so you took Milwaukee? Yes. Okay. Cool. Just make sure I had that down right. All right. Let's close the thing out here, Lonte. Lock and dog, underdog, and we're done. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Yeah. My bad. We'll keep it quick and simple for the lock. I like San Antonio -2. I think we talked about the drastic splits of the Knicks and what they do versus being at home. Um, Spurs are in bounce back mode after losing two straight. This is a third straight road game for the Knicks, so probably ready to get back home. They're without some key cogs, so I think San Antonio handles business and does it handily. So -2. I'm gonna go Phoenix +215 to get the win over Cleveland.
Hmm. Dang, you stole my dog. Okay. Lock. I'll still stay in that same game. Suns +6.5. Way too many points for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. That's just not playing amazing. So yeah, I do lock up a game in the 3:30 window. That's fine. Dog. Let's get an alt number on New Orleans. The alt number in New Orleans has been very good to Scott recently, and I am going to try to piggyback on that good fortune. So, because I don't believe in the Bulls, I think this Bulls team is bad enough to give this Pelicans team their third win on the road this season. And it's really just because Josh Giddey and Kobe White are not playing. So I will take the Pelicans laying 3.5 plus 141. Underdog. Well, I like Wemby rebounds.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was about to say Wemby points rebounds, but yeah, rebounds is fine.
Let's see. Wemby. 10.5 rebounds. I like that. Cat's at 12.5. I really think you should probably take the under on that. Like he's just completely unserious rebounding basketball at this point, but I'm not betting Cat at all whatsoever. Or well, I'm not playing fantasy projections with Cat at all whatsoever.
I like Giannis PR higher.
Yeah, Giannis versus the Wizards. Good system. Giannis. 27 rebounds higher, 37.5. And we need one more. Where to look?
Higher.
Wait, who?
Ant.
Ant going up against
Atlanta with that Ole defense they got.
Yeah, and he's back in Atlanta. Okay, I can buy that. Let's go with it. Ant. higher 29.5 points. Victor Wembanyama higher 10.5 rebounds, and Giannis Antetokounmpo higher 37.5 points and rebounds at that underdog. That's 6.36x. $100 gets you $636 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope your resolutions and all things go well. Everybody be safe tonight. Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. See you guys next year.
See you guys next year. Spoken great words by Lonte Smith. Make sure you go follow Lonte XX on X. I am at really real __ at SGPN NBA. Also, make sure you go and youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. If you're listening on audio, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you head over there wherever you get your podcast. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe, like, comment, all of the stuff. See you all very, very soon. And with that, that is it. We have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. We are out of here.